Hi, I've got Janalyn Oige with Adult and Teen Challenge Okanagan Men's Centre joining us. Welcome,
Hi,
Janalyn.
having me.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. Tell me a little bit about your organization.
Well, we are a residential discipleship program for men and women who struggle with life-controlling addiction. And so they come to us for help as their life is generally out of control. They have various kinds of addiction issues, and they basically need a reset. And so we have a 1-year residential program where they come and live with us. They work with us. We do life together basically for an entire year. And at the end of graduation, our hope is that this person would be a contributing member of society when they're done.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
How do volunteers make an impact with your organization?
Well, volunteers, there's so many things about the day-to-day life that goes on here at Adult and Teen Challenge that when a volunteer comes and gives of themselves for no other reason other than the fact that they just want to give back, it makes the people in the program, the men and women in the program, feel loved, feel special, feel cared about. So I think that just adding that extra layer of love basically to their program of having somebody who's coming for no other reason but that they care about them, and so it's just really special.
Right, and often that, giving of oneself and then seeing that impact that they have on the participants, it, gives back to the volunteer as well.
Exactly, yeah, it's just a complete circle of care for each other, right?
Yeah, exactly. What types of volunteer opportunities are available right now?
Well, we do have a few different volunteer opportunities. So because we have men living with us 24/7, there's obviously a lot of um, kitchen upkeep and meal prep that happens, and so there's always need for volunteer cooks or people who just want to come and do a meal here and there. It doesn't even have to be a huge responsibility, even if it's once a week, once a month, whatever that looks like. We also have men who come specifically for the Okanagan Men's Centre who will volunteer their time as a mentor. And so we have men in the program who maybe didn't have the best father figure, or don't have men in their life who can teach them or show them what to do, how to behave, how to talk, like basically just modeling life for these men. And so we call those people mentors. And so we would there's specific times where the students are available because our program is quite busy, but we really count on mentors, men, older gentlemen who have done life successfully and who can come and sort of pour into somebody who is just trying to get back on their feet. So we have that kind of thing. We also, back, sort of on the kitchen side, we are wanting to start a dinner. Like we have a beautiful room, chapel sort of area where we would love to host a dinner for donors once a month. So maybe 12 or 14 donors at a time. And we're looking for a volunteer champion to sort of head that up. Might be, a Friday evening once a month, something like that, where the person could use the food that we've been donated, and put together a beautiful menu and cook it and serve it. And so that would be more of a chef, I think, is what we need on that. So those are a few different opportunities.
Yeah, there might be opportunities for new chefs.
Yeah, exactly. Just people who are learning. That'd be
Mhm.
awesome. Putting together a menu, like it would be great even on a resume. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Can I ask you how many residents you serve at one time, or how many participants you serve?
Well, our center holds 30
Oh,
people. Right now, we don't have, so we have 22 beds for first year students, and then we have about 8 beds, and that would be for live-in staff or people who have graduated the program who aren't ready to leave yet. So we like to keep a few beds for those people. And so right now we only have 10 first year students. So we have lots of space. We're still, even through this whole time of COVID, we've still been taking applications. We've still been taking students in. It's just a lot harder because people assume you're closed or assume you're not taking new people, and so they stop applying. And so there's just a lot of, during this time, there's just a lot of barriers that it creates. And we're really trying to break those barriers down because we still want people to be coming.
Great. We talked a bit about, a chef or something like that. Are you looking for volunteers with other specialized skills right now?
We could always use a volunteer who has mechanical skills. So we have a fleet of vehicles that we have to keep on the road, and probably one of the biggest bills we have each month is keeping our fleet up to date. And so it wouldn't even necessarily need to be like a Red Seal mechanic or anything. It would just be somebody who has either done that as a profession or has, really good skills in that, who would help us do maintenance on our vehicles, oil changes, changing brakes, sort of, the simple things. That would always be helpful. We also deliver firewood, and so if anybody has a few hours where they want to help us deliver firewood, we have it cut and split already, and then people just order it and we deliver it. The other thing that we do is we pick up vehicles for donation. So again, that's another driving position, but there could be people who have time on their hands and want to drive around and pick up a few vehicles. So we have a truck and car hauler, and people will donate their vehicles to us for a charitable tax receipt. And so we'll go get them and then bring them back to our property. So those are a few of the things that we do.
Wow, neat. And do you have an expectation of a certain number of hours that volunteers would contribute each week or each month?
No, I wouldn't put any expectations on anyone. We are just thankful for the help. Any way somebody wants to help. It would be, like, for example, for a mentor, might be an hour every other week. So yeah, we don't have any minimum or maximum hours.
And what does it look like for training or orientation to the programs?
Well, we actually treat our volunteers very much like staff. Mm-hmm. So you would fill out an application. You would have to go through our statement of faith and lifestyle code, as well as a criminal record check, so that you are able to work with people that are vulnerable. And so, so we just basically treat a volunteer the same way we would our staff, where we would sort of get them acclimated into our culture, the way that we do things. And so there would be, I can't think of like a set training, but it would definitely be something where we would get you well versed in the culture of addiction recovery.
Right. So how would somebody get in touch with you if they were interested in volunteering?
The way that they would get in touch with us is at our website. So it's www.teenchallengebc.com. And right on there, it says if you want to help as a volunteer, and a form comes up, and that form would then get emailed to us. And then we would start a dialogue of, sending you the other forms and making sure the criminal record check is done and all those things. And so on the same website, our phone number would be up there as well if you wanted to call. However, the jumping off point would be that volunteer application.
Okay, great. Is there anything else you'd like an interested volunteer to know?
I think that there's so many different places out there to volunteer, and there's so many different organizations that are amazing. And I think that Teen Challenge is equally as amazing as those other ones. And that if you really want to see a life transformed, you know, walking with somebody from day 1 to day 365 of their program is extremely rewarding. Watching that life transformation. We have had the best staff members actually start as volunteers. Yeah. So we have had, like, our director of donor relations, she heard one of the ladies' testimonies of life transformation, and she's like, I gotta work there. And so she started off as a volunteer, and now 10 years later, she's the director of donor relations and as a part of the executive team. And so it's hard work, because there are some people who don't make it and who go back to their addiction. And so that's sad, but just keeping focused on the ones that are walking forward. And it's just a beautiful life transformation.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time today, Janalyn.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Stay cool.
Yeah, you too.
All right.
Okay.